I love struggling, actually. It makes me feel alive.
What motivates me? I mean, I don't really need motivation. I just kind of do what I do.
I really protect my peace, truly, and I say no a lot.
I connect with everything, but I'm not attached to anything.
Sometimes, in order to move forward, you have to take a step back. In a world that's obsessed with hustle culture, self-improvement, and grinding for success, Alyssa Liu reminds us what it's really about. The art of falling in love with the process and not the outcome.
I don't think anything is gonna be hard. You know, it's like, what is there to lose? Every second you're there, you're gaining something. There's nothing to be lost.
What a gift to have this kind of mindset at only 20 years old. Today we're diving into the Alyssa Liu story and why her mindset is a secret weapon every woman should adopt for a happier, easier life. Alyssa Liu is an American figure skater who has recently captured everyone's attention, not only because of her Olympic gold medal, but because people have completely fallen in love with her childlike optimism and relaxed outlook on life.
It's just an experience. It comes and goes, and winning it's like that, you know. It just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Alyssa won the gold medal for the U.S. in women's figure skating, marking the first gold medal the U.S. women's team has brought home in over 20 years. But what people love most about her isn't her accomplishments or her athletic ability. It's her attitude, her playfulness, and the way she approaches life with such lightness. Alyssa first started figure skating when she was 5 years old, and like many elite athletes, she sacrificed most of her childhood for the sport. Her life consisted of intense daily training, strict discipline, and very few opportunities to experience a normal childhood.
I took her everywhere. I took her to Japan to learn from the top coaches there. I took her to Canada.
How much do you think you spent?
$500,000 to $1 million. I spared no money, no time.
I felt a little guilty because I was like, 16-year-old me was so adamant about quitting and never coming back. I felt like, in a way, I was betraying her by coming back.
At age 16, she represented the United States at the 2022 Winter Olympics, where she finished 6th, making her the highest-ranking American competitor. Despite being in the prime of her career, she decided to retire and walk away from figure skating.
If I didn't hit like rock bottom so many times, I could not have gone up. So I wouldn't tell my younger self a thing. Like, I want her to go through all that because that's the only reason why I'm here.
After spending her entire life dedicated to figure skating, she reached a point where her relationship with her sport had become so damaged that she walked away from it completely. She hated the pressure, the intensity, and the lack of control she had over her own life.
I was constantly daydreaming about quitting and what life would be like if I wasn't an athlete.
She was being told what she could and couldn't do, what she was allowed to eat, and missing out on normal teenage experiences, all in the name of becoming a better competitor.
I can really sympathize with a ton of the other athletes because if anything, I was like even more extreme than them in not fully enjoying the sport. You really just have to take a step back and reevaluate your life and understand like why you want to do it.
And so she walked away. For 2 years, she didn't skate at all. She wouldn't even go near an ice rink. For the first time in her life, she had the freedom to experience everything she missed out on while training. She traveled, went on vacations, hiked Mount Everest.
I was going to concerts, which I never could have done before. I also got my driver's license. I did a whole year at college. I went on vacation for the first time. I got to do so many different things that I never would have done had I stayed in the sport.
But imagine if she would have never retired. Imagine if she had just continued grinding the way everyone around her expected her to. Taking that step back gave her the perspective she needed to realize that she actually did miss skating. So at 18 years old, she decided to return. But this time, it would be different. She made it clear that if she came back, it had to be on her own terms.
No one's gonna starve me, tell me what I can and can't eat. If I feel like I'm skating too much, I'll back down.
This time, she would choose the music, the choreography, and the direction of her training. She would decide how she wanted to experience the sport, because this time, she wanted to compete purely for the love of skating and nothing else. As she carried this fresh mindset into her return to skating, no one expected her story to end with an Olympic title, especially because taking a 2-year break is a major setback for an elite athlete. But somehow, she was able to defy the odds and win against girls who had been training non-stop since childhood. Alyssa's story reminds us that sometimes, in order to move forward, you actually have to take a few steps back. And this is especially important for women to understand. We live in a culture that constantly tells us to grind harder, push harder, and force results. But this culture was designed for men's success, not women's. Our culture rewards pushing yourself to the limit, cutthroat competition, and intense pressure. Things men are naturally wired to excel at because of testosterone. But it's not the same for women. No matter how hard we push ourselves or convince ourselves that we just need to work harder, we will never succeed in this kind of environment. The truth is that women don't need harsh, exhausting routines in order to achieve our goals. In fact, adopting adopting this grinding mindset actually makes it much harder for women to succeed because constant pressure, work overload, and refusing rest are some of the most unhealthy things a woman can do to herself. Women can't live in a constant state of pressure and overwork the way this culture expects. When we try to do that, we burn out faster, become disconnected from ourselves and our lives, and eventually grow so resentful that we walk away from the very thing we once wanted so badly. But women are taught that if we're not succeeding, the answer is to work harder, push ourselves further, and adopt the same relentless mindset that men naturally operate in, even though we aren't designed to succeed in this kind of system. That's why trying to operate by the rules of this culture will always work against us. Sometimes the most productive thing a woman can do is step back, slow down, and focus on what actually feels right for her instead of forcing herself to keep participating in a system that was never meant for her. Only when a woman finally prioritizes herself and listens to what feels right can she start making better decisions and move toward what is truly meant for her. Because success will not come from pushing harder. Only resentment and frustration will. And that is exactly what Alyssa did. When she walked away from skating, she had no idea she would come back and win an Olympic gold medal. At the time, she was simply choosing herself and choosing peace. But her decision gave her the space to reconnect with her sport in a healthy way. And when she came back, she was no longer trying to force anything. She was just there because she loved skating again. And ironically, that's when everything worked out. Her story is a reminder that life doesn't happen on the timeline we want. Sometimes the things that feel like setbacks are actually just part of the journey. And sometimes the moment you stop trying to control everything is the moment things finally start to fall into place. So if something in your life feels overwhelming right now, remember this. Taking a step back doesn't mean you are falling behind. Sometimes it's exactly what you need to move forward.